Why every financial superpower eventually destroys its own currency. There's a paradox buried deep in economic history that almost nobody talks about. Most people sense it. Few can articulate it. Every nation that becomes a financial superpower eventually destroys its own currency. Not slowly, not cleanly, not because of enemies, not because of incompetence, not because of corruption alone. They destroy it because the system that makes them powerful eventually makes honest money impossible. Because power changes incentives, because scale breaks restraint. This has happened over and over again, with eerie consistency. Ancient Rome, Imperial Spain, the Dutch Republic, the British Empire, each convinced it was different. And now the United States, different eras, different ideologies, different technologies, same outcome, same ending. This is the story of why financial dominance always ends the same way. Why strong currencies die at the hands of their own governments, and why once a country reaches a certain level of power, currency destruction becomes unavoidable. Not theoretical, not ideological, not likely, unavoidable. First, what a strong currency actually represents. A strong currency is supposed to be boring, unexciting, unremarkable. It represents stable productivity, predictable taxation, controlled spending. You trust that tomorrow looks like today. It represents restraint. It represents limits. When money is strong, nobody thinks about it. That's the point. And that's exactly why governments start abusing it. Because abuse is easiest when no one is watching. Because trust is invisible until it's gone. Stage 1, productivity creates credibility. Every financial superpower starts the same way, quietly, productively. They produce more than everyone else. They build before they borrow. Rome dominated agriculture, engineering, and trade. Spain controlled gold, silver, and global shipping. The Dutch mastered commerce and finance. Britain industrialized the world. America built everything after World War II. Strong currencies are earned, not printed, not declared. They emerge naturally when exports exceed imports. Innovation exceeds consumption. Discipline exceeds indulgence. This stage is fragile, but honest. At this stage, money is honest because it has to be. The government cannot cheat yet. It doesn't need to. Stage 2, power expands faster than production. This is the moment everything changes. And it always happens quietly. As power grows, obligations grow faster than productivity. Prestige becomes expensive. Armies expand. Allies multiply. Promises accumulate. Wars become distant and expensive. Empires don't shrink gracefully. Rome needed to pay legions across 3 continents. Spain needed to fund endless wars in Europe. Britain needed to police an empire spanning the globe. America now maintains military, financial, and political commitments everywhere. Dominance creates dependencies. The cost of dominance begins to exceed what the economy naturally produces. This is where honesty becomes painful. But raising taxes has limits. People resist, and cutting spending is politically impossible. Voters punish restraint. So governments choose the only option left. They cheat. Stage 3, currency manipulation begins quietly. This is never announced. It's framed as necessity. Rome reduced silver content in its coins. Spain mixed copper into silver. Britain suspended gold convertibility during war. America closed the gold window in 1971. Every time the justification sounds reasonable, the excuse is always temporary. Just for the war, just for the crisis, just until stability returns. Temporary measures have a habit of becoming permanent, but stability never returns. Because once currency manipulation works once, it becomes policy. Success locks it in. Money stops representing value and starts representing power. And power never wants limits. Stage 4, debt replaces discipline. This is where financial superpowers seal their fate, quietly, mathematically. Once a country realizes it can print, borrow, or debase instead of making hard choices, discipline disappears. Pain is postponed, debt explodes. Rome borrowed to fund expansion. Spain borrowed against future silver. Britain borrowed to preserve empire. America borrows to preserve lifestyles, entitlements, and global dominance. Borrowing feels painless until it isn't. Debt becomes permanent. Permanent debt reshapes policy. And permanent debt demands permanent currency destruction. Because the debt can never be repaid honestly, only inflated away. Stage 5, the currency becomes a political tool. At this stage, money is no longer economic. It becomes psychological. It becomes political. Governments use currency to fund deficits, avoid austerity, to delay collapse. Inflation becomes policy, not accident. Silence becomes strategy. And here's the critical truth. No democracy survives honest money once it reaches this stage. Because honest money forces accountability. It exposes trade-offs. Dishonest money postpones consequences. And politicians always choose postponement, every time. Stage 6, confidence breaks suddenly. This is where people get confused. They expect a slow fade. Currencies don't die because of inflation alone. They die when confidence breaks. When belief snaps. When people realize money is being created faster than value. Debt can never be repaid. The system requires perpetual dilution. At that point, logic replaces hope. Rome experienced hyperinflation. Spain lost global trust. Britain lost reserve status. Not gradually, suddenly. Once trust breaks, people run for real assets. Not ideology, not loyalty. Gold, land, foreign currencies. And the currency collapses under its own weight. Why this always comes from the inside? Every financial superpower believes collapse will come from enemies, from rivals, from outsiders. But it never does. Rome wasn't conquered by barbarians until after its currency failed. Spain wasn't invaded until it bankrupted itself. Britain didn't lose the pound because of Germany. America won every major war while hollowing out the dollar. The pattern is unmistakable. Currency destruction is always self-inflicted. Because no empire willingly accepts decline. They inflate instead. Now look at the United States. The dollar isn't failing because America is weak. That's the misconception. It's failing because America is powerful. Power creates obligations. Obligations create debt. Debt creates currency dilution, and dilution destroys money. The dollar has lost over 98% of its purchasing power since 1913. That isn't a coincidence, not accidentally, structurally. The system requires it. The final truth, no one wants to admit. Strong currencies die not from incompetence, but from success. They die at the peak. They die because the state grows too large to fund honestly. The population grows too dependent to accept austerity. The political system grows too fragile to enforce discipline. At that point, currency destruction is the least painful option. Until it isn't. Every financial superpower reaches this moment. Rome did. Spain did. Britain did. And now the United States is here. Not at the end yet, but past the point where reversal is easy. The question is no longer if, it's when. And how fast? Because once confidence breaks, history shows there is no slow landing, only shock. If this helped you understand why money always fails at the peak of power, subscribe. Because the story of currency collapse isn't written in the future. It's written in history. And history never forgives financial arrogance.